Week 1, Day 3, Morning Nourishment, Daniel 9:19. O Lord, hear. O Lord, forgive. O Lord, listen and take action. Do not delay for your own sake, O my God. For your city and your people are called by your own name. Matthew 26:39. And going forward a little, he fell on his face and prayed, saying, My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Yet not as I will, but as you will. A prayer that is up to the standard must be one in which man is not praying for himself or for others, but for God. Even when we pray for sinners to be saved or for the brothers and sisters to be revived, we ought to be praying for God. The highest meaning of prayer is that it is a means by which God may gain his authority and benefit. Apparently, you may be praying for many people, for many things, or for yourself, but you must be able to go to the root of the matter and say, O God, all these prayers are for your sake. Whether or not my prayers are answered is of very little significance, but your authority and the benefits in these matters are of immense importance. The same is true when I pray for the church. Whether the church is cold or hot, good or bad, dead or living, these are of small concern compared to whether or not your plan, your testimony, and your authority can benefit and gain their rightful places. Therefore, I am not praying for the revival of the church, but for your authority and benefit. Today's reading. May the Lord cover me with his blood and allow me to share something from my own experience. There were quite a few times when I suffered want in material things and necessities. As I knelt down before God, there was an asking within, Are you praying for yourself, or are you praying for God's sake? Whenever there was such an asking within, I prostrated myself before God and said to him, O God, if it were for myself, it would not matter if I suffered poverty and starvation, even unto death, but your authority and benefits are involved. Although I am asking for some material things from you, it is still not for my own sake, but for your sake. You see, this is a proper prayer. You must touch this deep and tremendous principle and measure your prayers by it. Then you will discover, even in such a divine matter as prayer, how much you are still filled with yourself and how little you have passed through God's purification. Whether it is in the intention, the motive, or the expectation of your prayer, there is mixture within you. Yes, you are praying to God, but in your heart you are praying wholly on your own and for your own sake. Therefore, you must be dealt with by God until one day you become able to say, O God, I am praying not for myself, but for your sake. In my motive, intention, and expectation, there is no place for me. Rather, everything is for your sake. If we would learn such a lesson, we would no longer need to implore God or beg for his pity. Instead, we would be able to pray bravely and strongly, for we would be praying not for ourselves, but for God's sake. Daniel was one who passed through God and allowed God to pass through him. He was also one who prayed with God and allowed God to pray with him. Hence he could pray, O Lord, hear for your own sake. Every proper prayer is also man speaking forth the intention of God. Yes, it is you who are speaking, but it is God who is expressing his heart's intent. True prayers do not express our ideas, rather, they express God's intention through our utterance. Every prayer which is up to the standard is not initiated by man, but by God. This initiation means that God anoints his intention into man. After man receives this intention, he converts it into words and utters them to God. This is prayer. When we pray, we must first be quiet before God, fellowship with him, and allow him to anoint his intention into us. Thus, our prayer can express God's intention.